the Armenian Institute of International and Security Affairs. First, I welcome all of you. I thank all of you for your time and for joining our discussion today. We host very interesting guest speaker today in the Institute, and we are thankful to Mr. Ashramian, for providing this opportunity to host a well-known public and political figure in Europe, in France. I will introduce his biography, short biography, a bit later, but some of you may remember that we discussed the situation, unfolding situation in the Middle East here before, in previous years, in previous months, from different perspectives, from military political development, from the point of view of military political development, and war on ISIS and everything. This time our focus will be a bit different, although it's again about this drama evolving there. And our guest speaker, respectively in 2016 and 2017, visited the region once again, and has quite fresh impressions and observations, in-depth and comprehensive observations, what's going there with respect of national and religious minorities, what kind of security challenges they face there. And I think the biography of our guest speaker speaks for itself. We are welcoming Mr. Benjamin Abtan in the Armenian Institute of International and Security Affairs. He is the founder and the president of the European Grassroots Antiracist Movement, with the abbreviation EGAM. Also the founder and the coordinator of the Elie Wiesel Network of parliamentarians. Let me brief you about these organizations. EGAM is the largest network in Europe which is dealing with human rights, national minorities rights, and so on. It mobilizes every year several hundreds of organizations in more than 35 countries across the Europe, and also in Turkey and Russia. And the focus is grassroots and institutional actions they carry out in this field. It also works with strong networks of intellectuals, artists, journalists, and local and national political leaders. As for the Elie Wiesel Network, it was founded in 2016 again by Mr. Abtan. And it's the largest, one of the largest networks of parliamentarians, or even the largest network of the parliamentarians in Europe, comprised of more than 400 members from various political trends and movements, again from 25 national parliaments and the European Parliament as well, involved and focused on the promotion of human rights and democracy, and just aimed at preventing mass atrocities in the continent. But also, Mr. Abtan was the political advisor of Bernard Kouchner, one of the previous ministers of foreign affairs of France. And as he told just a few minutes ago, recently was working with Christian Taubira, the Minister of Justice of France. So we have a very interesting guest dealing with racism, with human rights, with prevention of mass atrocities, and I think we will be more focused on humanitarian dimensions, or it's up to you to shape the outline of your intervention. Let me remind you that the rules of our discussion. Honorable Speaker will have 30 minutes to present his observations. And by the way, the topic is also interesting for Armenians, because we are at least the first nation subjected to Armenian genocide, and perhaps you will make some parallels regarding to the situation that's going on there, and how to prevent this tragedy in 21st century, and not to face this drama again. And after the presentation, our participants will have the opportunity to ask their questions. You will have from 3 to 5 minutes for that. But also you will have about 5, 7 minutes for your intervention. We will be very flexible. You will have more if you would like. And finally, we will have some concluding and closing remarks at the end. Welcome again, Mr. Abtan. The floor is yours. So I hope we'll have some other experts joining a bit later. Please, about your mission to Armenia, about your mission in the Middle East, what you saw there, and what are your policy recommendations for others, for even Armenia, and how Armenia might be involved in this movement and in this efforts.